showtime. Woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. Styling and profiling. Woo, it's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report on the Buffalo Fan Base Network. I'm your host, Tommy, to the highest degree, to the TOP from the 313. And by my side is my main man, my toucan Sam, the one they call the Apex Man, Mr. Mikey. What is going on, brother? Happy Monday to you, because it's going to be happy regardless. I can't do this every Monday with you. I can't be, this is a shitty Monday because we lost, because it could be a regular thing. So yep. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer anymore on my Monday. So anyways, happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday, brother.
Yeah, man.
I'll
put some highlights of the good stuff that we used to do back in the day behind us, you know, when we actually play good football. All right, so go ahead.
Matter of fact, have you noticed that we might be missing that little number 26 back there? No one talks about it.
Little Motor Singletary, who I absolutely love, man, on this team.
Who came up with some big time runs at critical spots.
Thank you, searching for oldies. I appreciate it. Man, I cannot talk lately, man. I don't know what is going on, man.
The Bills have
it's the Bills have really broke me. I can't talk. The other day I was trying to like read a comment. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what am I doing?
Oh, yeah. But you know, his pass blocking, I'm telling you. I never thought about it. I heard someone say it. I'm like, they might not be wrong, you know?
He was a good listen, he wasn't the greatest running back. I get it. He was a third-round pick. But he was a solid little running back and a good teammate. Never complained about getting the rock. When he got the rock, I thought he did good enough with that offensive line. I thought he pass protected well. Mm-hmm. Let's be real. Is he better than Cook at this stage? I think so. I think he was better than Cook his first 2 years.
I mean, he's still.
Cook's not done yet, but let's be real. I think he had 850 his rookie year, correct? Devin Singletary, and he didn't even get to run the first 2 weeks. He wasn't even the starter. Frank Gore was.
First 4 weeks or 5 weeks.
I think it was the first 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Yeah, you're right. Get enough. You're right. It took him a while. So you are right. And then he got hurt. If you remember, he was hurt a couple weeks. So he could have had 1,000 yards his rookie year. And I think he averaged 5.5. But ultimately, he was around almost 800 while he was here. I'll take that. I'll take that right now.
Oh, look at
with
that.
The pass protection.
Wide receiver pass.
Oh, wasn't that great? Oh, you're looking at those background highlights, huh? When the offense was clicking, baby.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
I 4 games, you see? Sean's right. See? Sean, I'm telling you, that dude could have had 1,000 yards that year. He was 150 short. He was he would have been I think he would have been cheap too. Cheap to stay.
He wasn't, because he wasn't cheap for Houston either.
No, but I'm saying, well, how much did Houston sign him for? Because he's a backup there, isn't he?
2 years, $6 million.
I thought it was 1 year.
No, 2 years, $6 million.
That's not too bad.
$3 million a year.
I mean, we're signing running backs now. Fournette and Harris didn't work out.
At league minimum.
Yeah. Well, Harris wasn't league minimum, was he?
Yeah.
Was he? Okay, I thought it was okay.
1.17.
At 1.1, it's sitting on the hurt.
You know? Yeah, so is 14 with Trey White. So
yeah, that's true. That is true.
And Matt Milano, and we have $60 million just chilling on IR right now.
I thought he was cheaper than that. I thought he did a 1 year deal. Sean's saying 1 year deal. I thought it was a 1 year deal too. You might want to look that up.
Yeah, not from what I read.
Cheers, Chewy. I could swear it was 1 year, man. Look that up so we're not wrong. Because I think Sean's right. I think I'm right on that. I thought it was only a 1 year deal with the Texans. But Mikey will check. That's what Mikey does here.
That's what I do.
Mikey will get that right, because Mikey's on top of that shit.
I don't like to be wrong.
He does not.
I don't.
I'm pretty sure I'm with me and Sean. I'm going with 1 year, baby. Sean, come on, man. I think we're right on this.
He says
For the
1
first
year,
time, me and
2.7.
Sean, I think we agree. Huh?
Sean says 1 year, 2.7. I'll see.
Okay, he's still looking it up. So while he's looking that up, I do want to play a clip for you guys today from Colin Cowherd. Now, listen, I know a lot of Bills Mafia doesn't always agree with Cowherd, but I'm going to tell you right now, he was spot on with this take.
So many years. And by the way, coaches.
It is 1 year, but it's 3.12.
Like quarterbacks can have ceilings. Sean McDermott, Chuck Knox, a legendary Buffalo coach, went to the Seahawks later, kind of had a ceiling, right? Marty Schottenheimer felt like he could turn a football operation around. Very conservative, though, ultimately had a ceiling. That's kind of Sean McDermott. I feel like as the sport has pivoted to offense, he does a very good job organizationally to turn the Buffalo Bills around. But I think he's I feel like this is it. Like he's not growing. He lost a great coordinator in Dable. Ken Dorsey's fine, but doesn't feel special. And I don't feel like the team's getting better. Not just players have ceilings. Coaches do too.
Yep. By the way, it's 1 year, 3.17.
Okay.
And the 2.7 is this year, and they've kicked a little bit into a void year.
Yeah. Well, either way, I'm just saying it's still not the most expensive, lucrative. Like, I don't think that would have been. I think he would have stayed. Maybe. I'm just saying. Like, but either way, I know we were ready to move on from Singletary, but I think he got too much heat from Bills Mafia for the little things that he did right here. And he wasn't a bad running back either. But now we're seeing like Cook is not, and I've been saying it. Cook is not a good pass protection. He does not do pass pro well, and that really hurts the offense when he's in there. So I will ask you this though: when Fournette is ready and available, do you go with Fournette maybe a little bit more?
I would, but they won't. Nothing tells me that Sean McDermott's changing anything at all.
Chewy wants to know what Super Bowl winning quarterback is known for always throwing deep. Go ahead, I'll wait. None, he's saying. It's okay to dump it off short and get a 5-yard pop.
What is he talking about? Josh Allen's, this is like the lowest yard per attempt he's ever had.
Yeah, Chewy. Like, so I would go with that argument if it was like 2 years ago when he was under Dable, even first year under Dorsey, because Dorsey did have him
routes.
Yeah, Dorsey did have him going deep a lot last year towards the tail end of the season. But man, I mean, I almost am ready for that again. Like, give me some excitement on the offense at this point. I just feel like Dorsey has declined. I feel like Sean McDermott as a head coach has declined. And it's just affecting this team, man. Bro, it's so crazy when you're looking at these highlights back here, by the way, of like us scoring touchdowns, all that. Bro, the players are just so hyped and excited, and like everything's like everything looks smoothly ran. Like, just going back and looking at highlights in general, man, the team's just having a great time out there. And like I said, even when we score now, it's just everything's so difficult, and it's just not like they're not having fun. The designs are weak. And I think, I'm telling you, Mikey, this is a McDermott system. This is what he wants. I really truly believe that. I truly believe that he was glad when Dable left. I think he was waiting for that day.
Yeah, he hated Dable.
You
saw it with the handshake.
Yeah,
you saw it with the handshake.
Because I think Dable spoke his mind.
Mm-hmm.
When probably McDermott was like, "Hey, we need to slow it," and probably Dable was like, "Yo, you're a defensive minded head coach. Stay in your lane. I got this show." And I think McDermott probably took offense to that. And from what I heard, they had some friction going on the last season while Dable was here. So no surprise that he would get Dorsey to take over, a young guy that he could manage, basically micromanage, and tell him what to do, and be in the room and tell him how he wants the offense ran. It's not going to be a Dable's way anymore. And this is what you get. This is what you get, man. And it's starting to become a train wreck. And I don't think it's changing, like you said, Mikey. I think this is what McDermott wants. He's sticking with it. And that concerns me. Let me get to some of these comments, man. I'm sorry if I'm missing you guys.
Sean, the next one says Allen's like 5 for 50 with 7 interceptions on 10+ yard throws. That is a stupid stat. There's no way that's true. If you want to say 20 plus, 30 plus, I would believe that. But 10 plus, no way. That's true.
Justin, I still don't know how people are so in denial of McDermott. So I did like a tweet today, man, and I you know what it is? It's kind of like the owners, some Bills fans. Now, some are finally waking up. I will say that some are finally, seeing that, they put their glasses on, right? They cleared out the dust out their eyes and shit, and like going, oh, all right. But I feel like some Bills fans and the ownership is basically they're living in the past. They're living in what McDermott has did in the past, what he's done for the team up to this point. But they're not looking at the now, and they're not looking at the future of this team. They're not. They're living in the past of McDermott's, like, what, when he came here and that's it, right? Oh, we can't lose this guy.
What he did for
but they're not looking at the now. They're not seeing what's going on right in front of them. You know what I mean? And they're not looking at the outlook, the future of this team. You got players like Diggs upset in the offseason. You got a lot of things going on. You got Dable, who clearly there's friction there. So you got an OC that left unhappy. You got a defensive coordinator that got fired or left because he wanted to. That's a weird story in itself. You got wide receivers coaches leaving for the same position somewhere else because why? Right? That's what's going on there. I'm telling you guys, there's a problem, and the ownership's just looking past it with a blind eye. And now you, and like I said, now you got the players who are going to start voicing their opinions very soon. If this continues on, which I think it will, because I don't see a change, you're going to see some other players speaking their mind. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see some upset players on the sideline, more and more, maybe some more players speaking their mind when it comes to interviews. And we'll see what happens then, because it's going to be interesting when a top player other than Diggs calls out one of the coaches. It's going to be really interesting. And I think it can happen. I would say no in the past, but at this point, I think players are super frustrated. And Mikey said that Gabe Davis stormed out of the locker after the game on reporters. He didn't even want to talk. So I'm just saying, guys, be on the lookout, man.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't right. Chewbacca, Tom Brady said he told Josh it's okay to dump the ball off and not run crazy.
Yeah, in an interview. The problem is Josh isn't running. That's part of the problem.
And I think McDermott wants Josh in the pocket. And remember when I told you last night, Mikey, and somebody brought it up on Twitter too, or on X, sorry, that McDermott and I told you yesterday, I'm like, man, it's so weird. It's like seeing Allen kind of stay in the middle of the pocket for so long. He never used to do that, like where he would just kind of stay right there. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, And then somebody actually said something on Twitter. I'm like, damn, I wasn't the only one. Like, and he was saying basically like McDermott wants him staying there. He wants him staying put in the middle of the pocket. And I think it's a mistake. I think he's trying to turn Josh Allen into something he's not. That's not what he does best. And I think it's fucking him up. I really do. And I think he's going to get him hurt that way as well, because defenses are just collapsing the shit out of Allen now. He's taken more hits than he has in the past over the last 2 seasons, right? He's gotten hurt over the last 2 seasons playing the way McDermott wants him to play, pretty much. It's craziness.
The schedule coming up will expose the truth about this roster and coaching. Yeah, it will.
Oh, 100%.
I truly believe, who was it that said it? Someone said we need to go 6-2 down the stretch in our last 8 games to have a shot at the playoffs.
Yeah. You need to win at least 11, bro. I mean,
there's a chance, 10-7 gets in, but we don't have any of the tiebreakers.
Correct. And we're losing to a lot of AFC teams as well.
Yeah.
It's craziness, bro. Bean had an opportunity to get D-Hop and add a weapon, failed. Yeah, I gotta also say he's not out of my doghouse either. I think Bean's made some crucial mistakes as well. He had opportunity to address the linebacker position, and he didn't when it came down to Dotson and Dotson and Klein. He chose to pick up Klein again and go with Dotson. Now, luckily, we got Bernard who worked out, but now look, now we got an injury. Now we got to go back to Dotson.
The defense isn't
and then you got another thing. McDermott doesn't trust his rookies. So what are we drafting him for? So then just trade the draft picks away. He doesn't want to play him anyways. Right? So how important, I know he loves his draft picks, Mike, and I got to thinking today. He's like, okay, you love your draft picks so much, right? Loves them. You got to have them. But yet we have a first-round draft pick who is benched
on defense.
Second year on defense. You got Dorian Williams who should see the field over Dotson and is not. It's crazy to me. And so how important are these picks? They're not even there. Your coach isn't even playing them, and they're defensive. They're what he wanted.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
You done? Yeah. We have our first and second round picks starting this year. On offense.
I get that. I'm talking about defense, Mike.
Why are we talking about defense? That's not our issue. Our issue is the fucking offense,
Mikey. Because I'm talking about draft picks that he says wants to hold so much. The draft picks that someone. Yeah, Bean doesn't like to trade draft picks. Okay, so my point is some of the draft picks we've drafted that were so important, they're not even being used. Like their first round pick of last year was defense, correct? Kyer Elam.
Yeah.
Okay, would you trade Kyer Elam for a first round for a player that's basically first round pick, right? Would you trade him for, I don't know, whatever? You know what I mean? Like Surtain, for instance, if you didn't know, if you knew the outcome, right? Like you knew that Kyer Elam was going to be a bust. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going on what he thinks is going to be a solid pick. He's going to pick good. It's going to work out over a guy or a player that he could trade for is what my point. You know what I'm saying? We've talked about this. You're acting like we never talked about this. Trading a draft pick is not
lost on where we're headed on this conversation.
Where we're headed is because Chewy brought up the thing about D-Hop. And I'm saying he could have had an opportunity to trade possibly for a player or two. He's had opportunities before to trade for picks away. I'm just giving him as an example.
Okay,
I know that didn't work out.
Yeah, and we tried to trade for an offensive weapon, and like D-Hop wasn't available at the trade deadline. Should he have signed him in the offseason? We can have that conversation.
Yeah. No, I'm saying in general. It's like you're acting like we don't talk about this. Bean doesn't like to trade for players because he doesn't want to get rid of picks. And a lot of his picks we don't even use or they cut. Correct? Are we on the same page there on that one? I'm just saying, so Bean is also responsible for sometimes hoarding picks. I thought we agreed on that. I guess we don't.
No. I was just lost on what.
Yeah, so somebody brought
the offense to Bean.
No, because somebody brung up because somebody in the chat brung up Brandon Bean, and I went down that hole. So I'm saying Brandon Bean is also responsible for what's going on for not getting certain players in here that he maybe had a chance to, whether that be free agency, right, or trading a player. You don't think so? I think so. I mean, I definitely think so. I think Brandon Bean has not done a perfect job. He's missed opportunities when they were there.
Yeah,
100%.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So now the problem now is more obviously the offense, McDermott's coaching, Ken Dorsey. I get that as well. I'm just saying if we want to throw people under the bus right now, we can't leave Bean out of the storyline here. Bean has his hands in this as well. And this little operation that's going on here.
I don't disagree with you, but at the same time, Bean went out and got a Nyheim Hines last year, right? Nyheim Hines in Indy went freaking ballistic. We don't know how to incorporate new weapons here. We went out and signed Deontay Hardy.
I agree.
As a weapon.
I agree.
Can't figure out how to use him. Signed Trent Sherfield was a weapon in Miami. Can't figure out how to use him. That's not a Bean issue. That is a coaching staff issue.
With you. I'm with you there. I'm 100% with you on that one. I totally agree with that.
So part of it could be Bean's like, why am I going to give up trade assets bring a guy in here that they can't figure out how to use?
Maybe that's what he's thinking, or maybe he just feels like he loves his draft picks and it's his favorite time of the year.
That could be it too. I'm just I'm playing the the opposite. Yeah, the opposite side of it is even if we went out and got D-Hop. What makes anybody think that Ken Dorsey and this offensive staff would know how to use him?
I don't think it's just. I'm not saying it's just D-Hop, and I'm not saying
or a D-Hop type.
Yeah, I'm saying in general, though, so if we really want to date this thing back,
we missed on McCaffrey last year.
We missed on McCaffrey. We missed on, certain picks in the draft. Instead of going offensive line or going a different direction, we went in a totally different direction. So yes, there was definitely things. And listen, by the way, GMs aren't perfect. I get that. And drafts, you never know what you're going to get sometimes. So I'm not killing him on that. I'm just saying that he's also partially responsible for what is going on right now in Buffalo. But ultimately, it comes down to me is Sean McDermott. He's in charge. This is his show, right? Bean can only provide him the tools, but ultimately he has to be the guy. He has to, he's in charge of everything else. So I think he's failed. I think he wants to do it his way, and I think some coaches are not for it and they leave, and that you already saw that. And I think some coaches are young, like Dorsey, and doesn't want to speak up, and he's not going to speak up. And here's where we're at today. We're a one game above 500 team, and that's sad. We're losing to teams like the Patriots, and we're in tight games against the Giants, and we're losing to getting beat on primetime football, which we are usually always good on. There's so much things going wrong next season that hasn't happened in the past, and it just seems like it's kind of falling apart. While we're watching it, like I just don't know how it can get fixed. That's why my concern.
Yeah,
I don't know where you go from there. You know what I mean?
Neither do I. And bringing it, and Chewy says Hardy's not D-Hop. What makes you think that putting D-Hop on this team makes this team better? You have Gabe Davis, who showed that he can run shorter routes and get yards after the catch a week before, and they went right back to sending them 25 yards downfield. It's the game plan, and I don't believe D-Hop being here changes anything, because it's how they're using the guys.
No, I agree with that too, man. Scheme, knowing your player's strengths.
That's a big one.
And I said that for weeks now, that it's either Dorsey or McDermott that doesn't understand his player strengths, and I think it's both. Because clearly McDermott has done some head scratching stuff by benching certain guys. And, for instance, Poona Ford being on the bench most of the season, when you got Tim Settle playing like total trash. What is with that?
I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. Kyer Elam, who, listen, I understand Kyer Elam hasn't been the best, but he should be seeing the field. Even if it's limited time, he should still be given a chance. He's your first round draft pick. There's no excuses for that. It's crazy. And if you're not going to use him, one, why'd you draft him? Two, why didn't you get rid of him this offseason when you knew he wasn't going to work out? Like, you should have tried to shop him right away while he was still worth something. It's wild to me, man. Let me get some of your comments. I'm sorry if I missed. I'm going to scroll up, guys. I apologize if I missed any of your comments, and I will screw up now. Searching for oldies. Let's be real. I don't believe that McDermott is telling him to sit in the pocket. Okay. I do think that general consciousness was to stop Allen from running so much, and everyone I've seen was on board with it. So I'm going to tell you, man, I've never seen Allen sit in the pocket like he has this season, like dead center in the pocket. I also think he just, it seems like he just doesn't want to take off. Like, he's almost double guessing everything now. And I don't know if that's because he doesn't want to piss McDermott off, make a mistake. It's almost like it's in his head now. And if you go back to week 1, McDermott was on his ass quick, boy. You got to be smart. And I never seen McDermott do that with Allen. I've seen Dable get in Allen's face in his rookie year, which is understandable. A young guy, and Dable's a little fiery. But I never seen McDermott kind of fired up with Josh Allen. It's the first time I ever seen it. And I almost feel like since that game, Allen's like kind of holding back. Now, I would say the last 2 weeks, you're kind of seeing Allen say, fuck it. I'm just going to fucking take off and be me. But I still feel like he's kind of holding something back. And that could just be he doesn't want to disappoint the coach, or he's just being told not to do that. You better not do that. Don't do that.
Playing with it.
I don't know. That's how I see it.
Their system rather than him playing his game.
Exactly.
Listen, Josh Allen is having his best statistical season of his career so far this year.
Yeah.
He leads the league in completion percentage and all that. Yeah. So to say let's just check it down, that's what he does do because that's what they've asked him to do. We don't see the big plays anymore because people put two safeties over the top, and the only time we see a big play is when Josh runs around and hits a guy who takes off running. It's just it's one of those things of this offense doesn't function. It's built backyard. Josh Allen running around making a play. That's how this offense has functioned for the last 4 years. To think you can have these same guys and try to say, okay, Josh, don't run around and have it be functional was a mistake because you didn't bring anybody new in. You brought in Hardy and Sherfield, and neither one of them see the field.
And I don't think either one of them. I think both those guys are like, what the fuck is this? What did we sign up for? What happened to
all the preseason shit we were running?
Right. What? Because listen,
all the motion and the misdirection. Yeah, where did all that go?
I don't know. Go back to Hardy. Go back to Sherfield's tape on their former teams. They used them the right way. They used their strengths. They understood what they did well. They understood what they didn't do well. It's almost like we signed these guys. We had no idea what they did well. And we're just like, hey, you're going to roll with what we do here. Just go out there and run a route. Like that's it. We're not gonna design anything to your strengths. You're just gonna do what we want, and that's it. And it's not working out. And those guys, you could see clear as day, their numbers are terrible. And their numbers weren't terrible in the past. So there's no way all of a sudden they just suck. They suck. They're terrible. They can't run routes. They can't get open. Like I don't believe that. Chewy coming in, Tommy. This team is the definition of insanity. Diop would have added another digs to this team. Gabe Davis is lost. I don't know if he's lost. I just
don't think he's disinterested.
I don't think he's
disinterested for him.
Yeah, I think this is I think the whole offense, to be honest with you, Chewy, is just lost. I think they're lost with what Dorsey and McDermott are expecting them to do. And they really don't. This is not them. And I feel like they're pushing something on them that they don't like. And I feel like it's just throwing I think it threw the whole rhythm from this offense, the whole mojo, that whole thing that, with Allen, taking off, running, the team getting pumped up. Like it just threw everything off, man. The electricity of this offense is gone, man. And I don't, like I said, I don't know.
Hit searching for oldies comment. Allen should not be running. He's injured. Okay. The problem is our offense doesn't, go up.
Oops. I don't know where I'm missing it.
It's up 2. Big capital letters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Huge capital.
Yep. And at the end of the day, our offense doesn't function without that. Josh leads the league in making bad reads and missing open guys. Have you watched football? Josh is not leading the league in that.
So here it is, and I'll counter the running thing. I'm all with them dialing it back a little bit with the design runs for Josh Allen. I'm cool with that. Like, I understand. You got to think about the long haul with this guy, right? You want him to be your franchise quarterback for a long time. I'm with that. I understand that. But at the same time, you can't totally take it out of his tool shed, right? Like that's what made Allen so dynamic. So I'm not saying run the dude 10 times a game, but it's okay to mix it in in a game, because that's why defenses were so scared of playing the Buffalo Bills when it comes to Josh Allen, because you don't know. They didn't know what to expect. Is he taking off? Is he going to run? Is he going to do this? Is he going to, there was so much of Josh Allen's game that is missing now because of that. But also Josh Allen taking off by himself. That's not a play that's designed for him. That's what he does best. And if he feels like he doesn't want to do that anymore because the coaches are just riding him not to, then that takes away from what he does. And that takes the fun away from this offense. It takes away the excitement, that takes away the big plays, that takes away everything, I feel like, and the defense now is just like, all right, you know what? Allen's a pocket passer. We're going to get after his ass. And that's it. And that's what they're doing. We're so I still feel like you should run them. I think you just not a lot. You know what I mean?
So I got a question for Searching for Oldies. He says, I love Josh, but we need him to stop making excusable interceptions. Difference being aggressive, but he needs to stop making stupid throws. Do you think Josh's 9 interceptions is the difference of us winning and losing? That one interception a game is the difference of winning and losing? Because I don't think that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
So to hear that, and okay, let's get into the Josh conversation that we were having before, Tommy. When you are running an offense or defense, there's keys to everything. When you drop back, and this is what I saw on Twitter today, and it drove me crazy. I had to just close the app. Everyone's like, well, on this one play, I saw these two guys wide open, and Josh threw it here.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the play is there's keys to the play, which just dictates where you go with the ball. So it might be that those two guys are open, but Josh never looked that way because his keys were over on the other side.
Right.
So for us to sit on the couch and say, well, damn it, Josh, because that play didn't work. It was an incompletion or it was an interception or whatever the case. You had two wide open guys over there. You suck. Is really, short-sighted. And the fact that because we got to see how it played out after the fact, that he's not making the best decisions is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how fans are. So it is what it is.
Yeah. So Dorsey says probably no way Gabe. Yeah, I agree with that too. Like there's no way Gabe all of a sudden became terrible overnight. Like I mean, listen, I know he's been inconsistent throughout his career, but I don't think he's been this inconsistent. Like this is bad. Like this is not the Gabe Davis I know, especially on a contract year, Ike's. So there's no way that his game just fell to shit. Like I 100% this play calling on some of these guys. Now, I will say, I know you watched the game, but hear it out. And I get you see guys open, but those are after like when Allen's already throwing the ball, then the guy's starting to get open. So like sometimes you gotta or sometimes listen, quarterbacks are gonna make mistakes, no doubt about it. But he is not the reason why this team is struggling. Like this is not the reason why. Like, has he played perfect football season? No. But ultimately, this offense in the play calling has been atrocious. And you also got to put you got to put your quarterback and your team in better positions. And that's what the offensive coordinator does. Okay. If the offensive line is doing poor job pass protecting, okay, we got to adjust and we got to do this play to get Allen out of trouble because the offensive line isn't holding up right now. So, right, they're blitzing like crazy. Okay, let's do this play. So it counters that and they get off from blitzing. But we don't do that. We just keep letting it happen. We don't adjust. That's the problem. You got to put the offense in a better position, and we fail to do that week in, week out. So that's not an Allen thing. That's an OC thing. That's a McDermott thing. You got to understand. You got to put these guys. It's a chess match. That's why there's an OC and there's a DC. They're playing chess match out there, and it seems like week to week we're losing that chess match. So no, I don't think it's all Allen. It's not Allen, the one interception, two. Its overall offense is not being executed. It's not well designed. It's flawed. We don't do any in-game adjustments. There's a lot of wrong on this offense, a lot, and it goes all around. But I really think it really starts from McDermott and Dorsey.
Yeah, and it goes back to look at Kevin O'Connell, right? There's just this last week. He had a guy who didn't have any clue what his offense was, but he found a way to put him in situations that he could succeed. You know?
Triggs coming in. Players are already starting to talk to reporters about the offense, how it should be run. They want up tempo. And we've been saying, by the way, if you guys ever came, anyone new here or whatever, if you guys have been watching for a while, our podcast since we started, or whatever, the beginning of the season, we were saying since probably week, I think 3, the team should go up tempo, go up tempo, because it seemed like whenever we go up tempo, it's a little bit more juice, a little bit, it just seemed like the offense was flowing better. It was in a better rhythm. And then we would do it and we go away from it. We would do it and go away from it. And it's like back and forth. It's like we can't. And by the way, somebody made a great comment. Who was it yesterday, Mikey, on the post game? And I'm like, damn, that's so. I think it was a former Bills player. I think was it? Forget, but it was a former Bills player. And they're basically like, you can go up tempo, But the problem with the Bills is they're breaking the huddle early. They're going to the line, but they're not snapping the ball early. They're waiting, and now the defense is already going, okay, cool, we're good. We know your setup. Because he's saying up-tempo when he played for the Bills, and I forget who it was, damn it. But he was saying, man, when you get up to the line, you got to go. That's up-tempo because that throws the defense off. It doesn't give them time to adjust, like to know what you're doing, to see how you're set. You're just going. Boom. That's up-tempo, not, okay, great. You got up to the line with 17 seconds, and now you're going to dick around with, look, no, if you're going up-tempo, you go. Like, and that's what, and then we've seen that before, right? We've seen it against the Jaguar.
Yeah. Not only that,
and we saw the Patriots game. Fast. Boom, 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 boom.
They did that at the beginning of the Tampa Bay game.
Correct. That's what I mean. Got up to the line, called it. Got up to the line, called it. And that's up tempo. You don't give them the defense time to set. So, but we've been calling for this. It's like I said, man, I don't know if McDermott's shutting the shit down. I don't know. I really don't know, but I almost feel like he is.
Searching for oldies, I do agree with that. Absolutely. He is erratic sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's sometimes you get a lot better Josh than you get bad Josh.
Right.
You see more of a lead Josh than turnover prone Josh.
That Sunday night stat that they threw out there was like a graveyard thing or whatever it was. And it was like Josh Allen, I think it was like he's like the most scoring or most touchdowns since he came in the flip side was he's also the most turnover. Right. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I wish it wasn't like that, but that's what we all, by the way, we all accepted that when we drafted him year one. We kind of knew he was going to be a little bit erratic. We wanted him to first thing we wanted him to do was better completion percentage, right? Like that was, I think, the most important thing to start off with Allen, right? And he did that. He's at a 70 something this year, right? But for his career, I think it's like 60 something. Cool. Like he fixed that part. But I think the erratic stuff, the interceptions, the chances he takes, I don't think that's in his DNA. I don't think that'll ever leave. So you're going to have to take the good with the bad when it comes to Allen. But that's what makes him special. And even Von Miller said that. Like this is what I loved about him. Like he's a risk taker. He rolls the dice. Allen's not rolling the dice this year. Not really. And I'm good with the turnover here and there. If he could fucking make unbelievable plays the rest of the game. Like that's what he does, man. Going out of bounds, throwing the ball in the end zone. Most coaches would go nuts. Don't you ever do that shit again. But we trust him to do it because he's done it. And if he throws an interception on one of those, I'm going to go, he's fucking done it, 3-4 times before.
Again, like you get the high elite Josh, and then sometimes you get the bad Josh. And, you can go back and this goes back to searching for Oldie's comment about, he makes some bad throws. There's been open guys. There's open guys on every play, almost every play. You can find open guys. But it's all about the keys of where the play's designed to go. So to expect the quarterback to get through 5 different reads to get to the one open guy, is sometimes not going to happen, especially with Josh, because Josh feels his arm can get things anywhere. Like last night, the interception last night wasn't a bad play. It wasn't a bad decision. It was just a bad throw.
Right.
The play call was good. Davis ran the right route. It was the right read, and he makes that throw probably 7 out of 10 times. He just underthrew it, and the guy picked it off. If he gets it up and over, it's a touchdown.
And I do agree somewhat here as well. I do see that as well. Sometimes the separations, it hasn't been there.
It's bad.
So once again, we will say the players need to step up too. This isn't all coaching. Like we're not sitting here saying it's all the coaches, the players are doing their job. And that's like the players need to step up, and I agree with that too. There's some players that it just seems like they're covered up the whole game and they just can't get separation except for one, Stephon Diggs. And we got another one now, Dalton Kincaid, who's starting to, and the Shakir is also starting to he's starting to, exactly. So at least we got 2.5 for now, because I'm not going to give Shakir yet, but he's sure getting there. I want to see more. I want to see more Shakir. And hey, man, I'll tell you what, if Shakir keeps playing the way he's playing, I don't care. Make him the number 2 then. If Davis isn't being that dude, it is what it is. He's on a contract year anyway. So what are you gonna do? Make him more mad? I mean,
Chewy, you said Brett Favre threw a lot of picks, but he also won the biggest game. Brett Favre's team won the biggest game, because let's not pretend like this team. It's not a team game. You know, Josh had the lead in one of the biggest games with 13 seconds, and his defense gave it up. He never saw the ball again. It's not a quarterback wins the game. It doesn't matter how good Josh proved it in the playoffs. No matter how good you are as a quarterback, if your team around you doesn't play well, you're not going to win.
You know, real quick on a score update for you guys. So we need the Jets to lose tonight. Can't believe that. Chargers are winning 17-6 with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. This is a Buffalo Bill game. Like, I could see this being us right now, playing the Chargers down 17-6 because we can't score in our defenses, helping us out by just holding the Chargers to 17 through 3 quarters so far. Like, this is how we've been playing. This is how shitty. I'm comparing us to the Jets offense. But am I wrong? Like, this almost is like a Bill score right now. 17-6 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
It's craziness. I would never think that.
That's what
I know that, but it's like
defense.
Right, but my point is their offense is miserable, right? Like, they keep them around, they give them an opportunity, and they've gotten lucky a couple times, and I feel like we're regressing to be like the Jets offense, which is awful to say. Like, I can't believe that. But we're getting there. We're getting to that point. And by the way, I talked about the Denver game coming up. It would be a game where I would say, Mikey, we're going to put a 40 burger on his team. I can't even say that now. I can't do that.
I'll be happy with 28.
I'll be happy with 24.
You know, give me 28. I'll be stoked with that.
I think 24. I think we can win. 24. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Oh,
Team Mikey is great at criticizing, but offers no solutions. What do you mean by that, Chewy?
Ooh, Chewy coming at you. Pow.
I don't think an answer on this, to this issue is on this team.
Do you want me to give Chewy this?
Yep. Okay. Okay. What
Mike,
solutions are you
liked
looking for? I mean, I don't think the offense, the way it's constructed with the people calling the plays, and I don't know if getting rid of Dorsey will fix our issues. I think it's a fundamental issue with the team we have to redesign at the end of the year. We just have to try to get through this year and hope to get hot. I
agree with that too. I don't know how. I really don't. Unless you know how we get hot. McDermott gets the fuck out of that offensive play room, and hopefully Dorsey can just say, fuck it. You know what? We're just going to go fucking ham. And if it doesn't work out, who cares anyways? Because I'm going to get fired by the end of the season. You know what I mean? Like, what's the worst going to happen? They're going to fire me now? I don't think so. So just do it. Amy coming out. I feel the same about rookie Kincaid's fumble. I guess she was. By the way, that was a hell of I got to say real quick. I know it was a bad fumble. It sucks to fumble and never good to put the ball on the ground. But you have to give the defense credit because that dude, it was a great hit one. And then the other defender came in and fucking punched the shit out of that ball. Like out of nowhere. That was a great play by the defense. You got to give the defender credit there. Like that, it wasn't you know what I mean, Mikey? That wasn't like a fumble where it was just like one guy just kind of hit him on, No. That was a tough.
It wasn't like
that was a peanut Tillman punch.
It wasn't even like Davis. Davis didn't put it in his outside arm. Like everything he did was right. The issue was he got flipped upside down. The guy came in and knocked it out.
And it was I mean, that guy hit the ball. I mean, how it was just like, bro, it was like slow motion. That guy was like, all right, here it is. Like, it's like, what can you do there? He's human. He's going to make a mistake. But I thought he had a great game, until that fumble. But I still think he had a very good game. Like he's going to be a reliable source for Josh Allen, like a reliable weapon. So
I do agree with
get past that fumble. It's okay. It's all good. It's your rookie year. It's going to happen. Yeah. And it was a hell of a play by the defense.
But not only that, I'll take the effort. Like the reason why he got flipped upside down was because he was trying to get more yards.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like I'll take that effort every freaking time. A mistake on effort is something I can live with.
It's so weird. I was thinking Ken Dorsey the other day too, like how his play calling is so like generic, kind of like erratic, generic, kind of like nothing to it, no creativity. But it's weird because he came from a 2001. He was a quarterback for the Hurricanes on one of the greatest teams ever in college football. The offense was lit. Like it was points all over the board. Crazy. You know what I mean? Creativity. Like you would think he would take that into the NFL. And I will say too, though, he was with the Carolina Panthers who went to the Super Bowl and played a fun offense. So I don't get where the drop off was. That's why I'm really leaning towards McDermott wanted one way and he's just going by what he wants. I just can't believe that he's this like non-creative, this like, oh no, like we're going to play it simple and safe and we're going to do it old school. Like I can't believe that. If it isn't, he definitely doesn't belong as an OC because you got to think outside the box at times. Yeah. You got to be creative.
Well, if you go back and just watch preseason, we saw motions and misdirections.
Yes.
And saw all kinds of cool shit. And then we have not seen any of that in the regular season at all. So I don't know what the solution is. Obviously, would I they need to do something? Is it let Dorsey go? Is it Dorsey's fault all the whole way? Probably not. But you have to make some kind of change to do
Josh
something.
Ain't getting traded, by the way. It's never going to happen. That would be
someone
the biggest
said trade
mistake.
Josh.
Chewy Backham, can't believe it. That would be the biggest mistake ever. Justin, Tommy, if you watch the Hurricanes play calling this year, it feels like Dorsey takes the calling from them. Yeah, Justin, you 1,000%. By the way, that coach for the Hurricanes, Cristobal, whatever the hell his name is a complete
best
idiot.
Friends and he's best friend, isn't he? That's the guy
they must all hang.
McDermott.
Yeah, McDermott and him must like they probably are on like video call all the time talking about offense. It's miserable. Like I could see, honestly, I almost feel like McDermott would do the whole let's run the ball here when we can kneel it.
Well, I mean, you watch what our offense did, and on fourth down at the end of the half, they just set their punter out there and to run the clock out rather than throwing it up.
Yeah,
make zero sense.
Yeah. Oh, he's playing around. I know, Chewy. So look, I feel like I know today is a lot of anger, a lot of pissed off fans. That's why obviously you didn't want to go on Twitter, X, whatever you call it today. I tweeted out some stuff. I tweeted out the Cowherd thing, but I'm trying to stay calm and cool, collective, but I'm just to the point, man. It's just like what, we've said what we had to say, what they should do, what we feel like they should do. And I don't think we're the only ones. And until they make some changes there in their philosophy and what they're doing, we're going to have a rough rest of the season, guys. I mean, it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any prettier. I just don't understand how McDermott could be happy with what he's seeing. If he's part of this offensive game plan, like how can you go back from 2020, let's say, we'll start there, when the offense started clicking under Dable and it was really, we were firing on all cylinders. I don't understand how he could want to change that up where your team is putting up points after points each week. And just go to a different direction on offense. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. If that's what's happening. It's confusing to me.
Yeah, I'm lost. And Twitter today was blaming it on Josh, and then I went back. So, me having some time on my hands right now at work, I sat down and I'm like, okay, what are the major advanced stats for quarterbacks, right? And there was like 7 or 8 different ones. So I'm like, let me go out and look. So I went out and I plugged all the advanced stats in. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Josh ranks number 1 out of all quarterbacks.
What?
And the overall advanced stats, you put all the stats like where they rank in advanced stats. Josh Allen ranks number 1 amongst all quarterbacks in advanced stats.
Okay. So, I mean,
like I said, Pat's number 3.
Listen, I'm not blaming Allen. I think a lot of fans are starting to point the finger maybe, but I still think the majority of Bills Mafia I think are finally opening their eyes to what's really happening here, and it's the coaching. And by the way, I played this today too. I would love, and I know it's just a meme, and a GIF or whatever. I would love, absolutely love, if McDermott would come out, on the press conference.
In my opinion, that sucked. What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
I swear. Yes. And Chewy, I know it's all love, brother. That's why we're here. The vent. This is my
we can win a damn game.
This is my therapy.
Give me that, man. Give me that, McDermott, man. Come out and come on, man. Give me some real talk. Stop with the whole same like scripted bullshit coaching. Like, why do we even have the Monday conversation with the reporters if you're going to give us the same lame ass answers? Come on, man. Start talking real.
He did say, I understand the fans' frustration.
Oh, well.
He did say that.
I mean, we are the ones that are purchasing the tickets and buying the fucking merchandise. But thank you, Sean. Thank you for understanding our frustration.
What are you going to do to fix it? The hell are you going to do to fix it? That's what I want to know.
We appreciate you, though. Yeah, thanks, bro. But hey, we'll go ahead and still buy the jerseys.
That is a great comparison. Sean McDermott is doing to Josh Allen what Matt Patricia did to Matt Stafford.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a great comparison. The difference is Sean McDermott still gets into the playoffs. Matt Patricia couldn't get a win.
And how many? And it's going on back to McDermott. How many times do we talk about like former coaches in every league, any kind of sport, that hit a ceiling and just can't? That's it, right? There's been so many good coaches that fans were afraid to lose because they would, man, our team's always a playoff team. Our team's we can't win any playoff games, but at least we're relevant. At least we're, we're there in January. January. It's like, okay, but is that all you want? Like Bills fans, like we were cool with that in the beginning. Like I was like, damn, we made the playoffs 2017. Oh, woo. You know what I mean? And then 2019, I was like getting spoiled a little bit. Made the playoffs again. And 2021, the damn division. I'm like, oh yeah. But what has he done? It's the same story year after year. And eventually you got to move on, man. Like all of these teams that I talk about that kept on with their coaches, most of them succeeded when they left, when they finally figured it out, when ownership was like, damn, we waited way too long. It's time to go. And most of those teams won a Super Bowl or an NBA playoff or NBA championship. Like I'm just pointing that out. So some of you fans that think like, oh, we don't want to go back to the drought years, like it doesn't always work that way. If you got a good team in place, you got a good like core, right, of guys, right, good GM, good core guys, just find the right coach. That's all that could take you to the next level. Like McDermott could take us to a certain place, and I'm done with that certain place. And it's getting worse right now. So that's all I was saying ever. And I've been saying that for the last 2 years that I was concerned. You trying
said
to move
it
on.
after 13 seconds.
I really did. I said, yeah, it's getting to be that time. Like we need to start almost having that conversation. And I also did bring up the locker room at the time. And I said, I don't know. Some players are going to eventually start talking.
When he didn't come out and say anything about what happened, you said, because the player said that he didn't talk to us either.
Right.
You said that's a sign. You called it then.
I called it then. I'm telling you, man.
And then we've seen our entire offensive staff almost change over. Since they've all left, almost all of them are brand new.
Yeah. Joey, please tell everybody stop jamming down our throats that Gabe Diaz number 2. The guys, okay, so here it is, man. He's not a number 4. That's ridiculous. Don't say that. He's shown you that he can be a good receiver in the NFL. I'm not going to kill the guy. Is he having a bad season? Sure. Is he a quality number 2 right now? No. I'd be lying if I told you that. Is he a solid 3? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. And any moment, any fucking team would pick up him as a 3, maybe even a 2, depending on the team. There's a lot of teams out there that need receivers. You could instantly play for that team. Mind you, too, the scheme right now, whatever the fuck we're doing, is really hurting him. I would love, you know what? I'll tell you what. because I don't think Gabe Dave's going to be here. Come back next year. I'm very curious if Gabe doesn't resign, which I don't think he is. I'm very curious how he does somewhere else, how he's used. Then we'll talk, because we've seen players leave here and thrive. Not all of them, but there's some. Zach Moss is thriving. Who else? So we just talked about the other day that's doing good. Devin Singletary's actually playing pretty good right now in Houston. Hodgins was playing good with the Giants. There's other players too. I know I'm missing them, but I'm just saying. So let's pump the brakes a little bit. Jerry Hughes even at his age,
he left us and then started getting sacks. I think it's the scheme. It's not the players; it's the scheme.
Exactly. Sometimes that's why I'm saying with Kyrie Elam, if he doesn't fit your scheme, why are you holding on to him? Why are you fucking wasting his value away? Cut ties. You could have cut ties.
They won't.
I know it's mind-boggling though. So that's my point, guys.
Yeah,
so
and
let's
pump on. Let's hit Chuckles' comment. It says with Josh, depending on his arm strength, instead of throwing to open spots, his option routes. I've been saying we need to get rid of these stupid option routes for 2 years now.
Yeah,
scheme up some freaking routes, because you saw what happened on the option route. Him and the receivers outside of Diggs aren't on the same page.
No,
they're not reading it the same. So how about scheme up regular routes and let him throw those?
Yeah, I think that may be a reason why some of the new guys just aren't getting it. Sherfield, Hardy. Now Davis has been here a while. Davis been here a while, so he probably he understands a little bit more, obviously. But and Dawson Knox understands a little bit. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, not everybody's going to grab onto it. Like you said, you should dial up some plays that's not options for some of these new guys, especially the newer guys. But that goes back to not knowing the player's strengths. Why aren't you dialing up correct plays for Hardy? Why aren't you doing any jet sweeps? Why aren't you doing any pop passes? Like, this is what this guy could do best, and you have yet to do it. Like, it's craziness to me.
Throw bubble screens to him. Run him on a drag. Let him get out in the open. Find a way to get him into open field. It's not rocket science. What's the issue?
Like, you telling me how do we use? Like, how do we go from doing those plays with Isaiah McKenzie to getting a guy who's probably faster? I know he's faster, and not doing them at all. Like, I don't get it.
You don't see any motion anymore. You don't even see motion anymore.
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. How did that get out of the playbook from 1 year?
Not only that, how did we go from, not scoring for 2 quarters, right? Then all of a sudden, the fourth, you decide to take the shackles off of Josh, and he takes off and he starts running and doing all these things. And in the fourth quarter, we score a bunch of points, and then we end up losing. Why do we wait till the fourth quarter to unleash Josh? Like that?
I don't know.
Like, why do we try to play within the script of the game of and then all of a sudden we're like, okay, Josh, go do your thing, because that's the only time our offense moves. It moved in the first quarter.
I almost feel like McDermott's way is like just to be conservative to start, pretty much be conservative, and chew the club like old school football.
Oh yeah, Zay Jones was another one. You're right.
Yes, you're right. Zay Jones winded up.
Dude, Zach Moss is the second leading rusher in the NFL right now.
Right. I'm telling you. Listen, guys. I'm telling you, this offense that we're seeing now is a scheme. It's what he wants. I think he likes it, man. I think he wants a slow pace,
then go get the guys for it. We don't have the players to run that type of offense.
What's up, Megan? Appreciate you here.
I think
Logan Thomas. You're right. Logan Thomas did pretty well.
That's my biggest issue is they don't have the personnel to run the type of offense that he wants to run. He wants to have if he wants to have a ball control offense, that's fine. Go get some big ass offensive linemen, which we've started to make that change. Yeah. But here's the deal: our quarterback isn't a ball control type of quarterback. He's a spread out, let it fly type of guy. So
right. What up, Captain D? Captain D in the building, man. Miss you, brother. Man, sorry about your Dolphins, and I guess you could say the same thing about my sorry ass team. Sorry about the Bills. By the way, real quick score update. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Chargers up 17-6. So it's really still a game. I mean, if the Jets could do anything offensively, and I sound like I'm talking about my game. I feel like I'm literally looking over at my game right now. I'm doing the play-by-play of the Bills Chargers right now. Weeks from now.
Chuckle, Josh needs rhythm. Dorsey has none.
Yeah, he doesn't, man. He really,
like we came
really
out
doesn't.
last night with the perfect game plan. Yeah, it was tough losses, Captain D, for both sides. We came out with a great game plan. Up tempo, moving Josh around,
real
making plays.
Then
we came back
gritty.
out. The next one, not up tempo. He slowed it down. And I don't know if McDermott told him to slow it down because his defense was tired and getting diced up.
Right.
But he completely killed the momentum of our offense.
The rhythm, the momentum, the mojo, everything. Yeah, I agree, man. Fuck that. Listen, score your goddamn points, man. Go up tempo, take the lead. And McDermott, you're in charge of the defense, right? That's what you wanted. You took the role. It's your defense. I know you got injuries, bud, but I don't give a fuck how fast the offense scores and how much your defense on the field. How about stopping a team on third down, McDermott? How about that? Maybe you get off the field. Right. Come on, man. You know what I mean? How about stop playing soft zone when you know they need 5 yards and you're giving up fucking cushion of 7. All last night, bro, I kept saying to myself, okay, they're in a 3rd and 8. They're going to go 9 yards here. They're going to do a 9-yard pass, and we're going to give them all the cushion in the world. Right, Mikey? Like that's a typical Bills defense. They need 5. The Bengals are going to throw for 6. They're not going to try. They're not going to give you anything. They're not going to go. They're going to give exactly what they're going to take what we're giving them, and that's what the Bills do. Boy, we back the fuck up. We go, okay, you're on 3rd and 7. Okay, we're going to back up fucking 8 yards, 10 yards. We're going to give you why? What are you doing? Okay, Joe Burrow's like, oh, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you. First down. Oh,
you want to blitz 7? Okay, I'm just going to dump it off to the guy who's faking like he's blocking.
Right.
Because you don't have anybody,
Got nobody on that side now. Thank you. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
So. What's up, Dallas?
Hey,
welcome to
Dallas.
the party. Are we still pissed? No, not pissed. Not letting them ruin my days.
Yeah,
irritated,
man.
frustrated. Yes. Pissed. No. Just disappointed. I think more than anything.
I honestly, man, I didn't. I knew this team had its limitations a little bit. We weren't quite there, but I didn't know we were this bad. I didn't know we were this far off of being a contender. You know what I mean? I thought,
realistically, it was because of the defense. You thought it was because the defense is the reason why.
Yeah, it had nothing to do. Exactly. It had nothing to do with the offense. My main concern going into the season was, and y'all know this, I said it multiple times, was can McDermott be both defensive coordinator and head coach and juggle both? And how can this defense, play with the linebacker, problem? Because at that time I didn't know what was going to happen with Bernard. So we had holes, right? And even at corner, I was a little concerned. I was not concerned on offense. I thought for sure what we did in the offseason was the change, Mikey. I thought fixing our offensive line, drafting an offensive lineman in the 2nd round, drafting a tight end in the 1st round who's a baller, getting speed to the offense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I figured this offense should be flowing. We should see an improved offense, and we've seen a decline.
We've gotten
worse. It's crazy,
and we've gotten more conservative as the year has gone. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're throwing the ball all over the place. They can't stop us. So what do? We run left, we run right. And it's not even straight up. We're running, east and west.
Yeah. Josh Allen, and he said, yeah.
It wasn't the game plan. And then Dorsey and McDermott came out and said, I don't know why it took us so long to go up tempo. You're the head coach, dummy. Call up there and say, move your ass.
Right. And I'm sure if you don't think McDermott has say or is calling up something to him or talking to him on the headset, you're crazy. Of course he does. He's a controlling freak. I tell you right now, he definitely is dialing in. He wants it his way, and I don't believe that one. He's going to throw Dorsey right in front of the bus, bro.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now. He did it with Frazier, and that's why Frazier's gone. And I'm not saying Frazier was this great. I thought Frazier was a good defensive coordinator, but you know what's funny? Frazier's like McDermott, if you think about it. So Frazier's a good defensive coordinator, good regular season defensive coordinator, but when he gets in the playoffs against better teams who know how to adjust to our defense under Frazier, he failed to changed his philosophy, failed to do any in-game adjustments. Well, guess what? He also had a ceiling, and so does McDermott. So McDermott said, and McDermott and Bean said, all right, we're going to get rid of this guy because he's done the best he could. So now McDermott, you take over. And it's the same shit. It really is. There's no difference. I feel like
there's a big difference between,
I feel like the pressure's there, but I feel like the blitzing has cost us.
It has. That's what I'm saying. The difference is Frazier sits back and lets them dice you up. McDermott sends too many and lets them dice you up. Exactly. You can't find the middle. How about you play tough underneath and let your front four get there? If they can't get there, you're paying too much for that front four. And then that's another issue. You don't need to send 7.
Right. 7
doesn't work.
No, it hasn't worked all year. I can see if it worked some games and you're like, all right, you know what? Throw them out there. But it hasn't. I don't recall a game where it's like we were getting the blitzes were just getting home. Megan, regardless of what the outcome was or could have been, our thoughts on the refs and the way the calls were. I think the refs all year, even beside our game, like forget our game, they've been terrible, god awful. I was watching Sunday football while I was waiting in the red zone while I was waiting for our game, and there was a hit on. I think there was a hit on Mac Jones. I was like, they called a roughing the passer. I could not believe it. It was the worst call ever. And then we get the same thing. So many. How do you miss a guy who's doing a leg sweep?
And then a guy's getting held by his face mask in the end zone trying to catch the ball and you don't throw a flag.
Right. There were so many bad. And by the way, too, there was other plays that I saw some. Our buddy Bill's News Consolidated did a video about the refs and the highlights. Oh, my God. There was some Josh Norman on that final play that Von Miller missed was being held, like clear as day, being held, no call. And I just can't. I don't get it. What's going on here?
It's gone our way too. Like in the Giants game.
Oh, 100%.
John Johnson held him. It's gone our way. So, but be consistent. Holy shit.
Yeah, Cat and D. It's a long season. I agree. You never know what's going to happen.
I will say this. Your schedule is more favorable than the Bills' schedule.
100%. You guys already got rid of your big games. Yeah. You guys pretty much went through. I
think they have like 2 or 3 more. That's it.
Yeah.
I think they have 5 games they should win, and then they have 3 toss-up games.
Searching for oldies. I agree that you'll throw Dorsey to the wolves, but it will be deserved. Listen, I agree. I'm not saying Dorsey doesn't deserve to be fired after this season. I think Dorsey's done a shit job. And I was all for Dorsey, by the way. I was one of his biggest supporters, but I'm also a realist. And I don't think he is capable of being an OC in this league. I think he's just not there. I think he took on a job that he's just not ready for yet. Maybe in the future he will be, but right now it's not him.
And we don't know how much McDermott's involved in that.
Well, I know that too. That's right. And that could also be hurting the way he wants to. Hurting him as an OC, right? Like making him look like he's the worst OC around. But either way, I do think that it's time to move on regardless. But I think it's also McDermott has his hands all over this as well. So yeah, he will trust me when I tell you he will throw him to the wolves.
And here's my biggest fear. We're going to get rid of Dorsey, right? And we're going to say, okay, this offseason we're going to look to revamp our offense. You're not going to get a really good offensive coordinator because no one's going to want to work with McDermott.
Exactly. Not if he's controlling like that. Like I was saying, look, man, if I'm a coordinator and you want to hire me, if I'm a good one, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be all honest as hell, man, if I go in there for a meeting. I don't care if he likes it or not because there's going to be other teams that want me, right? I'm saying if you're a good OC. I'm saying, look, man, like I love your team. I love what you got here. I love your quarterback. I love your receiver. I love your tight end. I think I can make this work, man. I think here's what I would like to do with this offense. And if McDermott was like, well, I prefer us to be we can just do this and kind of do what we did in the past and be conservative and run the ball a little bit, like then I would say, you know what, man, if that's what you want, that's good for you, but not for me, man. So good luck to you, and I'm gonna go to the next team. That's it, real simple. I'm not gonna. Why would I do that? Why would I sign up for that if you're not gonna let me be me and go with what I want? So. No, man, I'm good with that. So you know what we'll get? We'll get a guy that wants to bow down to him, and that'll probably be a guy in-house.
Yep. It's either going to be Shula, it's going to be Brady, or it's going to be Cromer.
Yeah,
Cromer's been an offense coordinator too. It's going to be one of the three.
I'll tell you what, though. Cromer's fiery, though. I can't see it because I think I could see Cromer snapping back at him. Y'all know Cromer would be throwing beach chairs, bro. I don't think he would. I don't think he would. I know. Listen, I know McDermott's a wrestler, but Cromer has that. Cromer ain't. He's working with the guys that with the biggest attitudes, right, in the trenches. You know, you got to be a tough son of a bitch. He ain't taking no backlip from McDermott. So I don't think it would be Cromer. I think it would be a Brady.
That's part of it. Oldies. Searching for oldies. McDermott's loyal, and he refuses to.
Yeah, 100%.
That's part of it. He has his guys, and he's loyal to those guys,
which is so frustrating.
Yep. Chuckles comes in and says, "If we fired Dorsey, who would you want as OC?" In season, if we fired him, I would like to see either Brady or honestly, I'd like to see Brady. I watched what he did with that LSU team. Mm-hmm. And if he brings some of those concepts here, I'd like to see him. Or go with Shula, who has years of offensive coordinator experience.
Oh yeah.
I'd be okay with that too.
I would roll the dice on either. I'd be cool with Brady, a little bit younger. But Shula's interesting as well because of the experience. Like I said, at this point, guys, and he's not going to do it. Clear as day. He's so pissed off about even being asked the question about changing coordinator. So you can already tell it's not going to happen. So Captain D wants to know, despite Bill's injuries on defense, the defense is still stout. True. I mean, it's playing as best as it can with the limitations. Offense, something is going on. Yeah, and that something is McDermott and Dorsey. I think just slowing this offense down, in my opinion, man. And obviously, I think the players too have a little bit of responsibility as well. But I think it all starts from the top. It always does, guys.
Let me put this out here real quick.
Yeah,
because they said always brings in his guy, do the right thing, like promoting Dorsey to satisfy Josh. Dorsey didn't get promoted to satisfy Josh. Josh threw his backing behind Dorsey. Dorsey is a McDermott guy. Dorsey was with McDermott in Carolina, then he brought him here. So it wasn't just like, okay, let's do this because Josh, that's who Josh wanted. That's not who he wanted. I think Dorsey was always the choice.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just because Josh said it. Josh said it because he was his quarterback coach and he wanted, he felt they could keep the same.
It helped. Yeah, I think he was cool with it. I think it helped him. Mm-hmm. I think he wanted the guy that helped him in his career early on, his quarterback coach. Because I'm gonna tell you, Ken Dorsey's still he's a smart dude. I'm not gonna take that away from him.
Great coach.
He's a great quarterback coach.
He may not be a good play caller.
Right. And, he's highly recommended by some, top athletes, Cam Newton. Like, there's a lot of good things about Ken Dorsey, but doesn't mean he's going to be a good offensive coordinator, right? And I think he's just, with like we said a million times, with him and with McDermott chiming in, it's probably making it worse on him as an OC because he's still learning. I feel like he's still on the job learning. It's his 1 year and a half in. And I still feel like he's
Dable got fired from 3 different offensive coordinator jobs
within a year. 1 year.
So it took a while, and then he ended up with Saban, and he learned more from Saban on how to do things. He came to Buffalo, and we were pissed at Dable for the first few years.
Oh, it still took 100%. He still did some things even as last year that pissed me off, no doubt. We still could not run the ball for shit, but at least this offense was clicking. At least this offense was exciting. At least I could go into a game going, yeah, we're pretty much going to score easily 24 to 34, around there easily. Like I'm not even confident that this team could score 24 now. It's crazy to me. So yeah,
if we played like we played in the fourth quarter, the whole game, if they actually unleashed and just got them in a rhythm and let them keep doing what they were doing, I feel like they could. The problem is that you don't know what their identity is. One drive they'll look fantastic, the next drive they'll do something completely different and try to outsmart the other team, and it's 3 and out. And then they can't get the other thing going again because they just killed the momentum.
I agree.
It's just dumb.
Yep.
Run left, run right. Have Josh run around and try to make a play to get us 10 yards.
It's backyard football at its finest, guys. That's what it's been all season. It's craziness, man. So, Mike, you want to do the or do you even have that? Because it was a lot.
I don't even have it. I don't even have the good, bad, and ugly. The ugly was the good. Drive one.
Yep.
Drive one. Drive the last 2 drives of the game outside of the fumble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the bad, our defense, the first half was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
The good also, our defense the second half because they only gave up 3 points. And then the ugly, our game plan. Our game plan was freaking ugly.
Yeah. So, real quick update on
There
the
you
score because this is important, by the way, for us. Okay. So 9 minutes to go. Chargers are up 20-6. So they have a good lead. Jets with the ball. I gotta say, Jets still, man. Look what they're doing to Herbert. 16-30, 136 yards. It's not a very good game from Herbert.
Like
the Jets are
almost just fought the ref.
Really? See, I'm not watching the game. I'm just going into the box.
Like he went after the Chargers guy, and the ref had to push him back, and he like shoved the ref off of him. There was no flag throwing, but he's gonna get a fine for that.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. But yeah, we need this. We need the Jets to lose here. It looks like they will. Hurt or running?
No, running. They threw a screen to him. Now a flag. They're gonna bring it back. That's the Jets.
Holding.
Is it holding? Let's see.
Probably. Usually it is if it's on the backfield.
Block in the back.
Yep.
Bringing it back.
Yep. That kills. I hate that. I hate when linemen do, or whoever does it. Receivers. Line. It's so stupid, man. So Zach Wilson is actually having a better game than Justin Herbert by the numbers. 22 of 34, 175. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Herbert 16 of 30, Mikey, for 136. It's not a pretty game for the Chargers. Running, Eckler 39 yards. This has been a
the Chargers scored off of 2 turnovers from the Jets early, and that's all the scoring they've got. Yeah, that's pretty much all they've gotten.
I mean,
like that Jets defense is good, man.
No, bro, they're legit. They are legit, but they're going to lose. They should lose tonight, and thank God. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, we're getting lucky as shit that the AFC East is not playing really good. Honestly, even the Dolphins lost this weekend. The Jets are probably going to lose. We lost. We're still in the mix of things. We're 1 game back. Like we're still there. It's crazy, Mikey. For as bad as we're playing,
I know we're 1 game out.
That's it. We're 1 game out. Like that's wild. For as shitty as we're,
yeah,
it's wild.
Like the division isn't out of reach. I mean, we have to win, and we have some tough matchups coming up. But if we got our shit together, we could still win this freaking division.
Hey, Spin, listen.
Good luck, brother.
Good luck, and don't forget about me. All right, dude. You win 250.
Oh, just you, huh? Just you.
Don't forget about me and Mikey. All right. You know what I mean? Like $1,000 super chat or something like that. I'm just messing with you.
Good luck, brother. I hope you win it. I hope you win,
bro.
And I hope you win the big one. I mean, the small one's not nothing to sneeze at, but that big one.
It is, Captain D. It's gonna be interesting going down. Like we always say this, so I will say this. I think in 2021, what was our record, Mikey? 10 wins. It was a bad season. It wasn't really good regular season. But what did we do that year? No, I gotta say
AFC Championship. We got hot at the end.
So
we were 5-4. We were 5-4 in 2021 too. At this point,
right? That's what I'm saying. So is it possible? Sure, but there was a lot difference between then and now on offense. We had a coordinator who probably said to McDermott, "Go fuck yourself. You do you, and I'm going to do me, and we'll get through this." And that was how it was going to be. This season is not like that, so I don't know if we can do that turnaround. That's the big difference, right?
Spin.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. 1,000. Hey, I'll take it, man. I'll take anything right now. Oh man, I'm just messing with you.
He said you can have it, then he said I can have it.
Oh, jeez. Keep McDermott and just OC. See, nah, man. Listen, Captain D. See, Captain D. I'm gonna tell you something about Captain D real quick, Mikey. He's very loyal to head coaches. Super loyal. And eventually he's like, all right, enough of this guy. Like, so he was super loyal on Belichick last year, and this year he's like, gotta get rid of him. Fire Seth. So when I tell you this, listen, Captain, he's been our head coach now 7 seasons. There's a time where you have to eventually make that tough decision, even though he's done well for you and gotten you to the play. You know this. Like, you're a Heat fan. You had Stan Van Gundy. I'll throw it out. I'll throw a name out there for you. Stan Van Gundy, good regular season coach. But he wasn't getting the job done. What did Pat Riley do? Get the fuck out of here. I'll take control. Thank you for that championship ring. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that. Just like
and then
that.
He brought in a young offensive guy
who learned under him.
Yep.
And exceeded. Right? Excelled, I meant. So you got to make those tough decisions sometimes. And look at Dwayne Casey, another guy. Coach of the year. Oh my God. How can you fire the coach of the year when they win a championship next year?
Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson. So you got to make the tough decisions.
That high-powered offense,
right.
helped build the Golden State Warriors into what they were, and then they brought in Steve Kerr, who took them over the top, turned them into a dynasty. Exactly.
Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers.
They got rid of Tony Dungy, brought in John Gruden. I know who, honestly, if I had my choice and we did let McDermott go, I want Ben Johnson from the Lions to be our next head coach.
Yeah. I get so I get what you're saying about the built, and that's fine. Somebody today made a great comment, and I'm gonna read it now because of that, Mikey. I have to read it. So to that comment, I'm gonna say this. So somebody came on me, really good guy. I'm gonna tell you his name, Rated Rev. And he came at me with this. So, and I thought it was great. So his line was, all right. So the house of the Bills has been built, but it's not ready to go on the market yet until you bring in the interior designer who could turn it into a well-built house, into a home that's already ready to sell fast. The Bills need an interior designer. That's not Sean McDermott. So I get it. And he also says McDermott is a coach you bring in to change the culture of a team that's been irrelevant. Once the team is stable, you get rid of him because he's done his job and he knows his limitations. It's like Parcells in Dallas. And you know this, V, because Parcells also went to Miami for a little bit. And that's my point. Like, you kind of, so I'm good with that. Like, that happened with the Pistons, by the way, Mikey. We had not Flip Saunders. We had, what's the coach that coached the Mavericks that won? Rick Carlisle. So Rick Carlisle was the coach of the Pistons. He built a good team, but he couldn't get us over the hump. So they fired Rick Carlisle. And people were like, oh, no, what? Why? They brought in Larry Brown, a guy that's been there, done that, won the championship just like that.
Yeah.
And that's my point. So there were some upset fans that were like, at that time, Mike, you were like, trust me, I'm a Detroit fan. Why? I don't get it. Rick Carlisle, man, we're a playoff team. I don't get it. He built a, but Joe Dumars saw the vision. He said, nah, it's not the guy. He's not going to get us there. This is the guy that's going to get us there.
13 seconds should tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
I love McDermott, and he'll always be one of my favorites for what he was able to turn the Bills into. My concern is we haven't gone forward since that 13 seconds. We've gone backwards. What tells me that we're at his ceiling. Coaches have ceilings. We were in the championship game in 2021. We were in the divisional game with 13 seconds, chance to go to the championship game again in 22 and failed. Was it 20?
100%.
20, 21, and then last year we were in the divisional game and got routed. This year we're 5-4.
Right. Unacceptable, by the way.
I hate to say this, but Nick Wright is right. We're on a decline since 2020.
I agree. Since 2021, really, after that year.
Yeah.
After that. So, real quick on this, I know it's switching sports, but Joe Dumars gets so much heat for that, and I get it, right? But I will say this: every draft expert thought Milicic was going to be the next, right? So
it was Luka Doncic.
So I totally understand why he rolled the dice, and I'll tell you this: he won us a fucking ring, and he got us to the finals twice, 2 times in a row. We should have won the second one. So I'll never hate that dude.
Also,
you want us to, you know what I mean? That's all I ever wanted. If Buffalo Bills, for instance, we won a Super Bowl under Brandon Bean, and that's all we could do. That's all he could do here. And he fucks up the following year on draft picks, and we fire him 2 years later. I don't think anyone in their fucking mind would be like Brandon Bean.
Brandon Bean will never buy a meal in this town again if he brings us home a Super Bowl.
Right. So that's how I feel about Joe Dumars. Like, I'm like, dude, he gave you what you wanted.
On paper, Amy, that's the problem. On paper, we're better. Brandon Bean brings in better players, and our coaches can't figure out how to use them. That's the problem that I have with McDermott.
Right.
You know, it's just,
Chuckles, is McDermott losing the locker room? Go ahead, Mike. I'll start with you because I think I think it's starting.
Yeah, I think it's
started.
Too. You know, I do. I thought it really started. I think it started with Diggs in the offseason.
Yep.
And then hearing a couple weeks ago Von Miller take a shot at Josh not being allowed to play the way Josh plays. And then I heard Gabe Davis wasn't even around to talk to. He stormed out. Those little things that are popping out of there, the players only meetings, all that stuff leads
That's
to.
weird. We've never had one. For as bad as we've had some bad times here, like where we should have probably had, like in 2021 when we were just as bad, right, record wise. We had no damn players only meeting. We were confident enough. It wasn't going good, but we knew we could turn it around. Players understood what the team is, but you know what, too, Mikey? Every player going, like, we know what we got here. We got a lot of special guys. We're a good team. Yeah. Like Vaughn keeps saying that, and I believe them. I know they know that.
Lindell Jones, they know that's why he chose here over other teams. Just Ben cracks me up. This is why I love to come and talk to the chat, because they keep it lighthearted. He's like, I'm sorry, but if I'm a small business owner and he wins the Super Bowl, you're a millionaire, dude. You're paying full price. But I appreciate the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that's great.
True,
that's great.
Nah, but
I meant the fans would buy him his lunch, not that he would be given.
He would trust me. There would be a stat. Trust me when I tell you, Josh Allen has a statue. He would be he would definitely be on some wall of fame thing that we have going into the building in the future, because we don't have a Super Bowl. This isn't like, we're not the Cowboys or
the Niners or the Steelers or
right. Exactly. Green Bay. Right. Like we don't have any. Like that would be epic. That's all we wanted.
We have AFL championship.
AFL.
That's it.
Yeah. I wasn't around in the 60s, 50, whatever the hell that was. It doesn't count. So I just want it in my lifetime. I feel bad for all the Bills fans that have passed away that were waiting and just never, so God, come on, man. Give me one. I got 20-something years left.
That's the way they're playing now. We'll be lucky to make the playoffs the way they're playing right now.
I agree. So, man, Mikey, rough. But let me check in the score real quick before we go, because we've been on here an hour and a half. And I know,
Chuckles, I will freak the fuck out if they do that. They keep McDermott and fire Bean.
No, dude.
I will lose my shit.
Although I'd be shocked.
Bean and McDermott have their contracts running simultaneously. So Bean got the same extension McDermott got that runs, through 2027, I think.
So it's 20-6 Chargers, Mikey, on the updated score. 4 minutes left. Jets with the ball at the 40 of the.
They're playing prevent right now, just giving them 10 yards at a time. Yep. You know what I would like to see from the Bills defense, though, because I don't think it's the Bills defense the reason why we're losing. I've watched a ton of football this week, and I've seen a lot of defenses. The guy catches it, and there's a guy there that tackles him right away. Why can't we have a tackling team?
I don't know. We do not make tackles well. I mean, even Von Miller can't tackle. Like, what is going?
I don't understand. Get guys to the ground at all. We had Joe Burrow like 6 times last night, dead to rights, and then we couldn't freaking get him down to the ground.
So, Dallas, when we go Friday.
Fumble 6? Fumble 6?
No.
Fumble 6. There's a flag down, but there's a fumble 6.
So, Dallas, we're going to go over that Friday for Monday night. We'll do the whole preview. We won't do it now, but we'll preview that game on Friday. So, Friday Night Lights, 8:30, a little earlier than Monday's show. We'll do the whole preview then. I'll be honest with you. and I'm a Bills fan. I love being on primetime, but we don't deserve it. We don't deserve to be on Monday Night Football this weekend. It's a terrible game. Bills in Denver. Like honestly.
Unless the old Bills show up somehow and start putting the offense together, that's the only way we deserve to be on that.
I get it. Even then,
a 5-4 team versus what are they? 2.
By the way, yeah, and Denver just beat the Chiefs 2 weeks ago. So it's like, and Russell Wilson, for as bad as they're playing, he's actually having an okay season, much better than he did the year before. I think a quarterback rating 100. I mean, he's not terrible.
I don't think it's the NFL that flexes it. I think it's the affiliate.
Yeah.
I don't think
ESPN
because no matter what, the Bills draw. They draw, good or bad. They draw.
Oh, so you're right. They fumbled here.
Yeah, and they knocked him out at the 3. They said he stepped out at the 3. It wasn't a touchdown.
Yeah, but then Eckler scored, right?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, Eckler 2-yard rush.
You're already ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm on ESPN. So it's 27. Game over, guys. 27-6. 3 minutes to go.
Right now, they're just lining up on mine.
Okay, so the game's either way. The game's over, so that's a good thing for us. So crazy, by the way, Mikey. Every AFC East team lost this weekend, right?
Yep. If we could have won, we would have been in first place.
I mean, I'll tell you what. That's the only thing that happened good for us this week.
The crazy part is, as bad as we've been playing, if we would have won this week, we would have been in first place.
I know. I get that.
What, nuts?
But I'm just saying, at least we had one good thing happen. And that's every team in the East lost. Like it is kind of weirdly going good for us. Even though we're losing, right? Like it's like, okay, we lost, but the Dolphins lost. So I was like, all right, I'll take it, I guess.
Yeah, Amy, 1 o'clock. We're gonna be back to 1 o'clock time slots next year. Our offense isn't fixed.
Right. Next year, the NFL's gonna go, or this whoever's gonna go. Yeah, we'll give them 2.
Yeah,
this shitty offense. We want to see that boring ass Josh Allen's offense.
God, never thought I'd say that.
Oh my God, right?
Like even his rookie year, the offense, looked more exciting than this year's offense. The rookie year, Josh Allen's was because he still took off running and he jumped over guys and ran over guys, and like this offense just looks so out of sync.
Last year, Red, White, and Bills. Last year we were primetime Bills and always showed up. Now we can't. So this year we're shit time Bills. Like we're just throwing shit out there. It's time to show you nothing.
Ever since the Dolphins game where we put put on a display, we haven't done shit since.
Tell me though, after that game, you weren't going, okay, here we go. Like I kind of felt like maybe we found something. And it's gotten worse. How does that happen? How do we score 48? And I get the Dolphins defense isn't the best, but they're not the worst either. But either way, how do you go from that looking fucking team gelling, that good, where your offense actually just took control and the defense was like, thank you.
The game plan for the Dolphins, you had motions, you had misdirections, you had Josh, we had them all mixed up. And since then, it's been vanilla.
Been vanilla and lazy and soft and backyard football and nothing to it. Nothing. I'm watching.
The second we lost Milano and Daquan, it's like they called upstairs and said, "Don't we need you to stay on the field as long as possible. Slow it down."
Right. It's like I'm watching fucking preseason football, bro. Honestly, tell me this isn't. You're gonna tell me this isn't preseason football.
No,
if I were to tell you, like if you were to just forget that this was a regular season game these last 3 weeks, and I were to play you this and put preseason somehow on the video screen, week 1, you would go, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah,
that score's about right for halftime. The Bills, we would be like, oh, Kyle Allen's playing, right? Kyle Allen must have played the first half because we only got 6 points, or we got 3 points, and it's like, oh my God. But anyways, anything else, Mikey?
Spen says how much of the shoulder injury is affecting Josh running the ball? I don't think so because they shut him down running the ball earlier than that.
Mm-hmm.
I think now part of it is because he's been picking and choosing, and when he's starting to get hit, he's turning his body so they don't hit his shoulder.
Yeah, he's landing. He's trying to land on his left shoulder I think this is just going to be one of those nagging ones, and I think eventually it will heal up, Mikey, as the weeks go on. But I don't think it's anything to be too concerned about. But I do think it is hurting him. But I also think I do think like this week compared to last week, I saw a better thrown ball by him. I saw a little bit more pop to his throw. You know what I mean? Like a little bit more spin, a little bit more heat on it, as you would say, compared to last week. So it seems to me like the shoulder's getting a little bit better from the way I saw him throw the ball. Tommy and Mikey, $1 million question, 3 parts. When was the last time Diggs did not lead the team in receptions, targets, receptions, and targets?
Last night.
Crazy, right?
Last night. Kincaid led in all those.
Yeah.
Yikes. Before that, it was the week before, as him and Davis both had the same amount of targets, and Davis led the team in receptions.
Who's eating biscuits in the off season?
They think Josh.
I want to eat biscuits and bang girls in the off.
They think Josh isn't working in the off season.
Come on now.
We had that conversation in the off season.
Josh
is having his best statistical year yet.
Last game don't count, knuckleheads. His last game don't count, knuckleheads.
Before that,
I'll say the Jags game.
No,
in 2021.
I want to say, I would say,
I have no idea.
The Bengals game last year, the playoff game. Because, but he may still have the most targets. He didn't have the most receptions. Against the Bucks,
it's a tough one.
Diggs and Davis had the same amount of targets, but Davis had more receptions. I'd have to go back and look.
I'm going to go the Jaguars. I don't know why. I'm going to go there because we but I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know.
Tell me the answer, Spin.
Yeah, Spin. Don't just throw it out there and not give us anything.
Give me the answer.
I mean, at least give us a damn clue.
Yeah, the yak for
Mr. Smarty Pants Spin.
Although he had a really nice run last night. He broke a tackle, took off last night. But yeah, the routes have changed for him too, to where it's not really conducive of yak. Like they started putting him on the curls and comebacks and outs again.
I don't know about that, Amy. I think Diggs has had some really good yak actually because he's broken off some like tackles and gone to the house a few times this year.
But since the Dolphins game, last night was the first time he's done that.
No, he did that against the Patriots when they had like 3 guys wrapped on him, and he spun out of that. He did that against the was it the Patriots game when I think when they had them all wrapped up as well? Like, remember he spun out of that one? He did it twice this year. The one for long, remember he was on the sideline. I forget what game that was, and he got out of it and ran down the sideline. Remember, like they had him under wrap. I forget what game it was, and then the one game I think against the Patriots, it was like unbelievable. I don't remember the game though. It was 2 of them. All right. Well, anyways, I think that's it, man. We've been on here an hour and 40 minutes. So, guys, man, we appreciate all the comments. You guys were lit tonight. We will be. Oh, let me give you my breakdown of the schedule for the week. All right, tomorrow at 7:30 is Nuclear Heat Wave Wrestling Podcast. You don't want to miss that. For anyone that likes wrestling, that will be on tomorrow at 7:30. Then on Thursday is Mafia Means Family Podcast. That's at 7:30. You don't want to miss that. They will preview the upcoming game. And then Friday Night Lights, we will also be previewing the Denver Broncos game as well. That starts at 8:30. And also Mikey and Howie will be back this Saturday at 2 p.m. The only reason they weren't on is because we had technical difficulties, and we corrected that as well. And then AFCE Shakedown at 6 o'clock will be back on Mafia Sports Report. So you want to join us then. So until next time, Bills Mafia, we love you. And anything else, Mikey?
No, thank you for being here. I always appreciate the pushback too. It's fun.
That's
that's
right.
It's all love You know, we're never talking down to anybody. We appreciate the pushback. We can agree to disagree at times, but just always know it's all love here. This is therapy for all of us.
It is, man. This ain't no, listen, I'm gonna tell you, the one thing about me and Mikey, man, this ain't no, we ain't going through no damn, you know, playbooks and X's and O's and showing you these, like, that's not our game. That's not what we do. We come here, we're fans like you guys, right? We just talk the shit and
I can break down X's and O's if you like, but that's not really what our style is.
And I would fall asleep on Mikey, and that wouldn't be good. So that's not our shtick. I'll tell you what, if I ever find somebody that wants to do that, sure, I'll throw that on there. Maybe you guys will enjoy that breakdown, but that's not what we do. We just talk shit with you guys, express ourselves on here. So that's it, man. So anyways, Bills Mafia, we love you. And as always, go Bills. We're out of here, and I'll play the outro.
Go Bills.
Peace.
See you Friday.
Go Bills.
And look at him go. He could go all the way. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now.
You know what? Real quick, they do make me want to shout, like really angrily. So anyways, we're out of here. Peace, guys.